Imagine a moment when the foundations of your reality begin to dissolve. The routines you once clung to, the relationships you once depended on, and the familiar patterns that defined your existence suddenly feel foreign. This shift is not superficial. It's not visible to the naked eye. It runs deeper, like a silent current of energy reshaping the very fabric of your life. You can't quite name it, but you feel it. A seismic change, a calling. You are no longer the person you were yesterday, and perhaps you can never return to who you once were. This marks the beginning of a spiritual awakening. Such an awakening is both a liberation and a challenge, a journey into the unknown. It unveils truths that are both enlightening and unsettling. The illusions that once bound you, false identities, societal expectations, and ego-driven desires, begin to unravel, and in their place emerges a pull towards something profound: authenticity, purpose, and a deeper connection with your true self. But to awaken is to let go. To grow is to relinquish. Today, I invite you to reflect on 6 paradigms that spiritually awakened souls gradually abandon. These aren't mere habits, they are deeply ingrained constructs of human existence. Let us explore them with clarity and reason. 1. The illusion of external validation. In a world dominated by metrics, likes, shares, and followers, it's easy to define self-worth by external validation. Yet, to do so is to place one's identity in the hands of others, whose opinions are fleeting and shaped by their inner struggles. The spiritually awakened recognize this trap. True validation, they discover, stems not from the judgments of others, but from an unshakable inner knowing. As this realization takes root, the need for approval dissipates. The opinions of others become reflections of their own inner world, not measures of your inherent worth. The liberation is profound. You find peace in self-acceptance, no longer tethered to the endless pursuit of being liked or understood. In this detachment there is freedom, a quiet confidence that flows not from external applause, but from an authentic sense of self. 2. The mirage of material attachments. Society equates success with accumulation, wealth, possessions, and symbols of status. Yet the spiritually awakened come to a startling realization. These are but fleeting shadows, incapable of providing true fulfillment. Material attachments, once seen as the cornerstone of security and happiness, are unmasked as impermanent. True abundance, they understand, resides not in what one owns, but in who one becomes. It is found in the richness of relationships, the depth of experiences, and the joy cultivated within. This shift does not call for renunciation, but for detachment. The awakened soul learns to appreciate material things without identifying with them. In simplifying life and focusing on what truly nourishes the spirit, one discovers a profound sense of contentment. 3. The futility of control. Control is perhaps one of humanity's most pervasive illusions. We are taught that to succeed, we must control outcomes, people, and circumstances. Yet, the pursuit of control often leads to resistance and suffering. To awaken is to see the futility of this pursuit. Control, the spiritually awakened realize, is rooted in fear, fear of the unknown, failure, or chaos. But life, in its essence, is unpredictable and ever-changing. Letting go of control is not about passivity, but about surrendering to the natural flow of existence. It is about setting intentions, taking meaningful action, and then trusting the process. In embracing uncertainty, one finds peace, for there is a greater plan unfolding, one that may not always be understood, but is always guiding us toward growth. 4. The weight of toxic relationships. Relationships, while central to human existence, can also be the source of profound stagnation. The spiritually awakened begin to see the toll that toxic connections take, how they drain energy, perpetuate harmful patterns, and stifle growth. Letting go of such relationships is an act of self-preservation and self-respect. It is not done out of malice, but out of necessity. In their place, the awakened soul seeks connections that uplift, challenge, and inspire. These relationships are not bound by obligation, but by mutual respect and alignment with one's values. This shift often requires painful decisions, but it clears the way for bonds that nourish rather than deplete. It is an act of choosing love, not only for others, but for oneself. 5. The betrayal of authenticity. To conform is to betray the self. From an early age, we are taught to wear masks, play roles, and suppress our true nature to fit societal molds. Yet, this conformity comes at a great cost, the loss of authenticity. The spiritually awakened reject this compromise. They embrace their true selves, flaws and all, and live unapologetically. They refuse to diminish their light for the comfort of others. In doing so, they attract opportunities and connections that align with their highest values. This is not a rebellion, but a reclamation, a return to the essence of who they are. In authenticity, there is liberation, for the approval of others pales in comparison to the peace of self-acceptance. 6. The fear of death. Perhaps the most profound transformation of all is the dissolution of the fear of death. Death, often seen as an end, is reimagined as a transition, a natural and inevitable part of life's cycle. The spiritually awakened come to understand that their essence transcends the physical body. The soul, eternal and boundless, moves beyond the confines of mortality. This perspective brings not only peace, but also a deeper appreciation for life's impermanence. Living with the awareness of death's inevitability inspires one to embrace the present moment fully. It is not morbid, but empowering, for it frees one from the chains of fear and opens the door to a life lived with purpose and presence. Conclusion: a journey of liberation. To awaken spiritually is to embark on a journey of profound transformation. It is to release the constructs that bind us: external validation, material attachments, the illusion of control, toxic relationships, conformity, and the fear of death, and to embrace a life that is authentic, aligned, and deeply fulfilling. This journey is not linear, nor is it easy. It requires courage, patience, and self-compassion. But in letting go of what no longer serves us, we create space for something far greater: our true selves, our higher purpose, and a life lived in harmony with the soul. Remember, this path is uniquely yours. Trust in your process, honor your pace, and know that you are exactly where you are meant to be.